Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video, we are returning to Hello Puppet's Midnight Show as we take a look at all the secret recordings in the game, as well as some other secrets I've unlocked along the way. So let's dive back in, guys, and I'll show you what I've unlocked here. Okay, so as I promised, guys, I was gonna unlock all of the secret tapes. As you can see, we now have all of the tapes unlocked. We've also got, I think, all of the VHS tapes for a free here. I don't know if there are more, but I have combed through this game pretty comprehensively and I can't see any more tapes, but there may be like one or two more. But I'm going to show you all of the tapes as well. And I'm going to kind of walk you around and show you all of the other secrets that I've unlocked as well. So we'll do the tapes last because they're going to be very long. They'll probably go for at least 20 minutes, I think. So some of you guys might not want to listen to all of them, but if you do want to listen to all the tapes, they're going to be here in this video, which means that when I do the story explained video, you'll have a sort of in-depth knowledge of what I'm talking about, because obviously won't include all of these clips in the story explained video. To begin with, we've got all of these posters, so let's take a look at them. I've unlocked all the posters in the game now. So the first one is an episode of Mortimer's Handyman, and this one's called The Handyman's Haunted Hayride, which is quite a mouthful. So it's a Halloween-themed episode. The next one, if I can I close this? No. The next one is called Miss Eldridge's Sixth Graders and the Furious Flu. And then over here we have one which is called Sandy Jordan and the Cranky Chemist. Here's Mortimer just chilling out. So if we go over here, we've got another one which is Audrey Anderson and the Tampa Tappers. And then this one says Jake Hopper and the Mangled Maroon Bandit. Over here, I'll show you all this stuff in a minute, by the way. Over here we have Mike Masters and the Tangled Treehouse. This one is Dennis McCann and the Montana Mountains. This one is Owen Gubbison's Fireside Chat, which actually comes into play in the tapes, as you'll see soon. This one is Hope Givens and the Furious Fastball. And this one, Sally Witherspoon and the Bakersfield Bake Off. We've still got more, there's lots of posters you collect. This is the Handyman Jamboree. This one is Ollie Johnson and the Stamped Out Campout. Then this one is Pie Day, but it's got the actual pie symbol because it's Riley's episode, I guess. And then this one is Stephen Carpenter and the Flooded Family. And I think that's everything. You can't actually interact with these tapes here, by the way. So let's show you what I unlocked from this machine. Now I've exhausted the machine. As you can see at the top of the screen, we have 28 gold coins, but I can't use this machine anymore because we've now unlocked everything. So I've unlocked the slippers, the Riley Cola, the hack minigame, the birdseed bomb, party string, and the flashcard reader, and they're all displayed there. We can take any of these into the levels now to make it a little easier for ourselves. And you can still actually visit these levels and do nightmare mode, which I had to do to get the final tapes. So you can replay any of the levels on a super hard difficulty once you beat the game. So let's have a look at these first of all. These are all the stone statues I unlocked. We've got one of Knick Knack. We've got one of Riley Ruckus. Then we've got one here of Roscoe, I think this is. Roscoe the dog. Mortimer, of course, the evil mastermind behind everything. And then Daisy Danger over here as well. Over here we have all the costumes I unlocked. So there's one for Daisy, one for Knick Knack, one for Mortimer, and one for Riley here. So you can see all of those. Just give you a little wide shot. So it's kind of racing through all this stuff. And then here is the best part, I think, which are the little bobbleheads. So we've got one of Riley, Daisy, Mortimer, cute Roscoe one. That's probably the cutest, right? And then we've got a little Knick Knack one down there as well. And so there you go. That's all of the bobbleheads as well. So this is everything that I've unlocked, guys. I haven't got every puppet head yet, but I've got most of them, as you can see. Still missing maybe 12 or so, but there's so many to collect. But if you want to have a quick look, these are all the bobbleheads that you can get. I don't know if we can get a scout one at some point. Maybe we can. But now we're going to take a look at the real meat of this video, which is, of course, the tapes and the VHS tapes. So I'm going to play the VHS tapes first. We'll start with this one.
Go away!
It's Riley.
Riley? I suppose I could spare a minute to listen to whatever annoying thing you have to say. Just don't take all day.
Thank you.
Well, what have we here? Crawled out of your lab to watch real art come to life and sneer?
No, I just came to say hello. I know we have had differences in the past, but I've always respected you. And I was wondering if I could ask you...
I respect you too.
Oh. Very well. Nick, there's a question that now requires me asking, but I should warn you, it may be shocking.
Really?
It's something very risky. In some ways, it would be safer to not even explicitly say. But Daisy assures me she knows your mind, and you will see things my way.
Daisy told you?
Yes.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Are you sure?
You have no idea how I've waited for this day.
You have?
Oh, yes. I know exactly what you're after. And I feel the same way. I wanted to scream it to the rafters.
I don't know what to say. Truly, if I come forward about this, you'll support me?
Oh, without hesitation.
If Mortimer finds out, we'll face a fate worse than death. I have no doubt.
But it's worth it, Riley. Any risk is worth it for me.
I have always assumed we felt nothing but hate for each other. I'm somewhat remorseful that we did not talk about this sooner, brother.
Me as well, Riley.
We should not be seen together. I will reach out soon and our plans will come together. Daisy and I are putting together final steps, and soon we will need your help for what happens next.
Whatever you have in mind, I eagerly await to find. She loves me!
He backs me as a leader!
So there we go, guys, that's the first one. Little clandestine meeting between Knick-Knack and Riley Ruckus, where they're sort of discussing how to rebel against Mortimer, but of course Knick-Knack gets the wrong end of the stick there. We're going to see more of that in the tape soon, but now we're going to play the second tape, which is this one. So let's watch that.
Come on, where is it? Where is it? Yes!
Looking for something?
For your information, I was selflessly cleaning the mess that Daisy made, and I don't ask for celebration or a parade.
Uh-huh.
What do you want?
She blacks out.
What?
When Daisy goes danger, she loses her memory. Did you happen to know that while you were cleaning so selflessly?
Well,
I think you did. I think she saw something you didn't want her to see, so you made sure it'd be erased permanently.
Huh, that's absurd.
You really are a pathetic little creature. Daisy is family. What could be so bad you'd try to destroy her?
I don't. You're
I'm
just...
done with you.
Yes, well, you're a stupid little hand. Run away then. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh, shit.
So in that one, we can see that Knick-Knack has painted a picture for Riley, sort of professing his love for her, but he doesn't want her to find it, and because Daisy Danger blacks out, he was able to hide it from Riley, and he was trying to like hide the evidence there by burying the picture in a hole. And then we've got one last tape, guys, so we'll play this one next.
Hello, Nicholas, dear. Don't mind me, just doing the daily cleaning here.
There's some host feces on the wall. Make sure to get it all.
Oh, of course.
Could you keep it down? Some of us are trying to write opera, and I can't have your off-pitch ringing in my ears, you old clown.
No, I don't think so.
What was that?
I like to sing, and I think I'll be continuing.
You dare continue to sing when Knick-Knack, creative director of the Handymen, forbids such a thing?
Say what? You'll have to forgive me, dear. I just came from Riley's lab, and my ears are ringing so much I can't quite hear.
Riley, what were you doing there? Cleaning?
Oh, no, honey. We've been running experiments on me.
What kind of experiments?
Experiments on danger mode, giving me sole control. I used to deny she was even there, but now she's a part of me I proudly wear. You know, I used to black out when she'd appear, but now I remember everything she could see or hear.
Everything?
You've been triggering me on purpose, you little worm.
No,
Don't talk. I just came here to watch you squirm. You're going to start being nice. You're going to smile and say hello. And anytime you don't, anywhere, for any reason, I will know. Maybe I'll rip your arm off. Maybe I'll feed you to stray hounds. Or maybe I'll just tell everyone about that little sketch of yours I found.
No!
Say it.
So the final tape shows that Daisy Danger is potentially one of the most lethal of the puppets, and Riley was actually doing experiments on her to unlock her danger mode so that she didn't sort of forget when she goes into that mode what had happened. She's now actually able to harness her danger mode and become even more lethal, as well as retaining her memories. So that's interesting there, guys, and that's the final tape that I could find. Now what we're going to do now is listen to all of these tapes. Now I'll warn you, they're very long, so I probably will listen to like one row. So I'll listen to the personal logs from Owen, for example, then do a quick recap of what we've heard, same with the book dealer ones, and then the same with the security logs there as well. I won't listen to the final ones because they're just like themes from the different episodes. So you'll be listening to these tapes for a while without my commentary, but I don't want to interrupt, what the tapes are saying, and I basically want you to be able to listen to them in full. Let's start with the personal logs from Owen to begin with. We'll start right at the top and we'll go down all the way to this one.
It's March 4th, I did it. I finally did it. I was stuck on the John trying to get that right for a while. I had to switch off of balsa screws because they were... It doesn't matter. I finished him. He's really here. Mortimer Handy. And he's perfect. He's just like I imagined him. Forgive me, I just can't believe he's here. There's a convention in Austin and everyone's gonna be there. Gordy, the Muppet people, everybody. I think I might bring him, give him his first public showing. And that shrew Margaret Hampton who told me I was using too many articulated joints and the wood I was sourcing was too expensive, she's gonna eat crow like she's never eaten crow before in her life. I got a letter from Dad today. No, I don't want to talk about that right now. Dr. Martin says I have to focus on the positive when good things happen, and finishing Mortimer is a good thing. There's never been a puppet in the world like this. When people see him, they're not going to believe their eyes. I've got to figure out what he sounds like. I've got to figure out his personality. This is the beginning of beautiful, wonderful things. I just know it. You're not going to believe this. I just got back from Austin. The Muppet people, Hanson and his right-hand guy, they could not stop looking at Mortimer. They were asking all these questions about him, and they wanted more details, and they started talking about, well, maybe we fly you over to our studio for a week. But it got so much better. Some network people saw Henson talking to me, and the next thing I know, they won't leave me alone. They're talking about giving me and Mortimer our own show. We're flying out to Los Angeles in a few days. I gotta get an agent. I gotta learn to write scripts. I have so much to do, but I'm so excited I can't even sit down to do it. I can't sleep. I can barely eat. I called Dad, by the way. I know, but I had to tell him. Even he, Mr. High and Mighty, Mr. Quaker, had to admit it was... What were the words he used? He said it was quite the boon. Quite the boon. A month ago, he was writing letters about how I needed to stop all this childishness, and now he's talking about boons? He's hating this being this wrong, which makes it even better. Merry Christmas, children. Ho, ho, ho. I'm alone. No, that's not true. Morty's here, aren't you? You're my little buddy. You're my little... Whoa. Ted called again a few days ago to tell me how sorry he was that it didn't work out. He said, what did he say? He said, don't feel bad. Lots of pilots never get on the air. It's part of the business. Part of the business. You hear that? It's all just part of the business, Morty. It's part of the business. Did you get that, Mortimer? Stop crying. Nobody likes a crybaby, Mortimer. Nobody likes a... God, I think I cut my hand. Well, I just got back. Sorry, April 10th, 1981. Anyway, I just got back. It was fine. Her name was Alice. She wants to be an interior decorator. I didn't like her hair. We went to an Italian place. Dad thinks she'd be a good stabilizing force for me. Those were his words. There's nothing wrong with her. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel when I'm with someone. Whatever it is, I don't feel it. What? No, you're right. That's true. I didn't think of that. Hey, no, come on. You don't mean that. Be nice, okay? Be nice. How did I not think of this? An ensemble. You need an ensemble. That was the problem. There's nobody to play off of. Morty can't just be up there by himself. He needs a partner. Maybe two partners. Maybe it's a family, and he's the patriarch, the father figure, the glue that holds it all together. How did I not think of that? I mean, as soon as Mortimer said it, it was so obvious. Not that he, sorry. I don't mean Mortimer said it. Sometimes I practice Mortimer's voice and we have conversations. It's not anything weird. To be honest, it helps. I don't leave my workshop that often, so I don't see a lot of people. I accidentally went for a month without speaking one time. This was back when I was finishing up Mortimer. I didn't even know a month had gone by. I was just consumed. Then one day I called a Chinese place. I was just trying to order delivery, and I couldn't talk. My throat wouldn't open. It's like it atrophied. So yeah, I talked to Mortimer. It's just a way of staying grounded, that's all. Oh, damn it. Sorry. It's August 10th, 1981. January 2nd, 1983. Okay. I think I have the final ensemble. It's Mortimer, the boss. Then you have like a second in command. That's Riley Ruckus. She's a scientist and she always wants more data. Then she has like a brother who's a rival because he's the complete opposite. He's very artistic and pretentious. That's Knick Knack. And then we need kind of a mother hen figure, someone who can take care of everyone. I'm going to call her Daisy. I think that's it. I think 4 feels like the right number. I'm going to start building them. Riley first. No, I don't want to talk about that. Because I don't. Okay, fine. Dad came by the workshop. He cut me one more check for the next 2 months and said that's it. No, don't worry, he's lying. He says that all the time, then the checks come in the mail anyway. He's just trying to buy his way out of feeling bad. I don't care how much he goes on about Jesus and society and friends now. I remember the dad I grew up with, and so does he. I didn't have a childhood. I never had toys. Maybe that's why I'm obsessed with them now. Never got a Christmas present, not once. I slept in the dark and hoped he'd pass out before he remembered where he put his belt. You know why he really writes those checks? So he doesn't have to apologize. I'm sorry. Never heard those 2 words come out of that man's mouth. Never. He thinks he can throw money at me until I'm so far in his debt that he won't have to say sorry anymore. Hell with him. I'll take his money, but I don't have to forgive him. November 8th, 1984. The most amazing news. We just got a call from our new agent, and the network loved the ensemble idea. We're going to call it Mortimer's Handymen. It'll be like a talk show where we have guests come on. Kids, of course. It is a kid show, and we help them solve problems. We were just on the phone with Rachel, one of their execs, and she said she thought it was crazy that the last place dumped us without even airing the pilot. We can tell she really gets the vision of the show. We think she's a good person. We think she'll really help us. November 10th, 1984. Dr. Martin said he thought it was odd that I'd started saying we a lot on the tapes. He was really, he seemed very concerned about that. He said that I was using the puppets to project, what was it? Right, thank you, Riley. He said I was using them as dissociative agents, that I was fragmenting my personality into them. He actually, you won't believe this, he said he didn't think it was a good idea for me to be making the show. He said the puppets were becoming emotionally unhealthy for me, and spending time around them was disconnecting me from reality. I mean, if he thinks I'm just gonna pass on the second chance to live my dream, all because he thinks whatever he thinks, he's crazy. The show is happening. And this time it's gonna be right. I was too meek the first time around. Anytime anyone told me they thought I should do something, I just nodded and said, sure, whatever you say. I was just happy to be there. Well, now I know better. Now I know that everyone's just trying to screw you and dilute your vision. Most people, they just punch a clock. They don't care if what you're making sucks, as long as they get to go home and have a beer and watch The Tonight Show. It doesn't matter to them, but it matters to me. This show is everything to me. Everything. It's going to be perfect. This time, it's going to get on the air, and my father is going to be sitting in his stupid little easy chair, eating one of his frozen dinners, and bang! His son's puppets are going to be in his face, laughing at him, laughing in his face. I can't wait for that phone call. I cannot wait. Henrietta's gone. I fired her. Her voice is too nasal, too shrill, and she just would not put the emphasis on the words I told her to. And then Rachel called me and about blew a gasket, and I think she's starting not to like me. And I swear to God, how can none of these people do their jobs? If I could just do every puppet myself, if I had 5 arms, or if there were 4 clones of me, I could do it perfectly. It's not that hard. Sometimes I even do the line out loud and say, do it exactly like that. But of course their precious little egos hate that. They get all upset, tell me I'm micromanaging. So I say fine. And I redub the line with my voice when it goes to air, and they get upset about that too. You can't make these people happy. You can't win. But I'm not bending. Not again. Not this time. This time the show is going to be the way I want it to be. You know what I keep thinking? It's the craziest thing. Mortimer said something to me last night. He said, why don't you just have us do it? Have the handyman puppet themselves. I thought he was kidding, but he was dead serious. He didn't laugh. It's insane. It's crazy. I was just low on sleep and stressed out, but I can't stop thinking about it. What if there was a way? What if there was a way?
Okay, so that's quite a lot to take in. We've heard all of Owen Gubberson, the creator of Hello Puppets, heard all of his audio logs, and we find out quite a lot about him. First of all, he had a dark past, a dark family history, where it seems as a child his father was quite abusive and used to beat him. His father was an alcoholic. He became a born-again Christian, and then Owen went off and did his own thing, like he was making these puppets. He made Mortimer handy, showed it to like this big convention with all these famous puppeteers there, like the Henson Company who make the Muppets, and the Henson Company really liked what he was doing. That led to him getting a pilot in 1979 with a production company, but it was quickly dropped when the pilot wasn't successful, and Owen then sort of fell into this pit of despair. He started seeing a therapist, and the therapist picked up on the fact that he seems to project elements of his own personality onto the puppets and disassociate with them. So it seems like that is why when he reads the passages from a book and brings the puppets to life, they all gain elements of Owen's own consciousness. They all sort of gain elements of Owen, and that's why we think that the spell that he cast was a spell that essentially reflects his own personality in those puppets. Eventually, of course, we hear that he does get his own show, which is the Mortimer's Handyman show, which went on to be a smash hit, but we can see that he didn't treat the people who worked on it very well, and he had a massive ego. Just 1 year after he had got the show, he was a control freak and he was trying to manage everything down to the last iota, and that kind of really frustrated the crew and the people working on the show with him. And this eventually led Owen to want to bring the puppets to life for real, so he wouldn't have to rely on the puppeteers and the crew working on the show to get the show made, which of course led him to get in touch with a book dealer who gave him a book of spells, which then brought the puppets to life. And we're going to listen to the book dealer's recordings in just a moment. Before we do that, guys, let's take a listen to messages from February 22nd and February 29th.
February 22nd, you have 4 messages.
Owen, it's Rachel. I gotta hand it to you. You have some balls. I mean, I knew you were a sniveling, backstabbing, passive-aggressive little cretin. I knew all that. But you really outdid yourself on this one. Episode 112, your little fireside chat. I've been in network television for 12 years, and I have never seen anyone pull anything that stupid on air. I don't know how you got it past editorial. You must have slipped it into the tape after we approved it. It doesn't matter. I'm going into an emergency meeting with Bob and Dan right now, and I'm strongly advocating for you to get thrown out on your butt. You're finished, Gubberson. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Owen, it's Carla. Can you come down to the stage? I need your approval on a new light package for Daisy's kitchen set.
Owen, hey buddy, just checking in. How's my favorite client? So, not a big deal, but I am a little concerned, because I just got a call from my assistant. She says there's like a ton of mail coming into the office addressed to you with checks written out to something called the Handyman Independence Fund. Apparently this has something to do with something you said in Friday's episode. Can you call me back? We gotta figure this out.
Well, you did it again. I don't know what voodoo spell you cast on Bob, but no matter how hard I push for it, he just won't axe the show. Yet. However, you are going to tape an apology segment that will be inserted into the next episode, which is 113, the hayride. You're going to explain that you've had time to better understand the situation, and that while you appreciate the support of your fans, You were out of line calling on them to help you fund an independent version of the show, and any checks they mailed you will not be cashed. Stacy's sending over the script right now, and it's going right in your teleprompter, and you're going to say it verbatim, or I swear to God, I will come over there and burn that place down. Don't push me. Better men than you have ended their careers by doing just that.
That tape was pretty interesting. We actually heard that Rachel, who's the showrunner, she seems to be the producer behind the scenes and working on the show. She actually got so frustrated she threatened to burn down the building, and of course we do know that there was a fire at the building, but it seems to have originated from the experiments that Riley was doing there, not from Rachel. I doubt Rachel actually did burn down the building, but it's interesting that she threatened to, because a lot of people probably assumed it was Rachel that did that because of the recording there. Now we're going to listen to the messages from February 29th.
February 29th. You have 3 messages.
Hey, Owen. Nicely done with the post-episode message. Your reading was a little flat, but I'll take it. I'm glad we understand each other.
Hey, Owen. It's Matilda. Just FYI, you put a couple of F words in Riley's dialogue again, so I went ahead and removed them. You do know this is a children's show, right?
Owen, it's Jake. Oh, man! I've never watched a grown man eat crow like that on national television. How'd it taste, big guy? You look like you were about to have an aneurysm. That was good stuff. I'm disappointed, though. You and I have had our differences, but I loved watching you stick it to the network with that fireside chat of yours. I swear I could hear that greedy egg Rachel Bredstone having a coronary incident from her penthouse. I was starting to actually respect you. And then, of course, you walked it back. Classic Owen. You never should have done that. Now they know they can control you. Did they threaten to fire you? Come on, man. Here's a little showbiz tip from a veteran. They will never, ever fire you. You got them pregnant. They spent too much money on you. And they'd rather throw bad money after good than admit they didn't know what they were doing when they hired you. You're basically Teflon for the rest of the season, man. If you have balls, or ever did, now's the time to use them.
So that seems to have egged Owen on to, of course, get in touch with a book dealer and dump $500,000 on the book that would bring the puppets to life. Because Owen seems to have wanted to start his own version of a show because he wasn't happy with the direction it was going under the supervision of this TV studio. So let's listen to the final lot of messages. This is from March 20th.
March 20th. You have 13 messages.
Hey, Owen, it's Cal Lerner. I don't know if we met in person. I handle research and development over at the network. So, listen, I've got a cool idea brewing here. I've been talking with the folks at IBM, and they have these new automated voice boxes that are pretty nifty. They're like small computers. They program a bunch of words into them, and then they can string them together and make sentences, just like a human being. I decided to go ahead and order a few felt puppet mock-ups with the voice boxes installed in them. I know, you prefer wood puppets, but felt is way cheaper for the studio. These voice boxes could really be something special. Imagine, in a few years, maybe we wouldn't even need puppeteers anymore. We could just program all the dialogue. Sorry, I think I got cut off in the middle of my message. I was just telling you about these fascinating new felt puppets. I'm gonna have 3 of them sent over to your office, along with some spare felt puppet parts in case you want to make more. I went ahead and took the liberty of naming them. They're, Tommy, Olive, and Cookie, which I think are super cute, fun names. I also wrote up some dialogue, and I know IBM would be thrilled to come on board as a sponsor if we could work them into the next episode of the show. Boy, I tell you, that is really odd. I just keep getting disconnected. I don't know if it's me. Owen, I don't mean to be paranoid here, but I'm starting to think that maybe I'm not getting disconnected. Maybe you're picking up the phone, then hanging it up to cut me off, which is really... Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Big Shot. Sorry for trying to save your failing show by bringing on a sponsor that could actually... How dare you? How dare you? Do you have any... You know what? I'm gonna keep calling you. I've got all... That's right. Keep it up, jackass.
Are you seriously... If you think...
Owen, it's Matilda again. Yeah, looking through the sides for tomorrow. Just letting you know, the censors are never gonna let Riley do a segment about the, and I'm quoting here, genocidal rape of the rainforest? I feel like I have to call you once a week and say, this is a kid's show.
Okay, Owen, I'm sorry. I lost my temper there. I'm sorry. I really apologize. You motherfucker!
So a very angry man called Cal on those tapes, Cal Lerner I think he was called, and also another message from Matilda. We can see that Owen was trying to take these episodes in a dark direction using language that would really be associated with an adult TV show, not one that kids should be watching. So that's, you know, obviously one thing. We also had this guy Carl Lerner who contacted IBM, the computer company, and got them to make up puppets who would have AI voicing. Now we actually meet these puppets as we go through the game. They're the little puppets called Cookie and Olive, and I think the other one's called Tommy. They're the little puppets that pop up to give us prizes and unlock secrets in the levels when we give them the right equipment. And they all have these very automated robotic voices. So it seems like they actually did use these puppets on the show in some form, and now they actually live on at the studio. And I only just noticed that when listening to the tape now, but we do actually encounter them during the game. Now we've listened to all of the messages from the people working on the show now, apart from these ones over here. So next we're going to listen to the book dealer's messages, and these should be some of the more interesting ones because we'll actually find out more about the spell that brings these puppets to life. So let's start at the top, we'll go all the way down to number 9 and then recap thereafter.
Okay, you paid a lot of money for us to find this thing, so I feel like I owe you a detailed breakdown of it. The following tapes will give you all the research I currently have on the book, as well as some high-level instruction for its use. The book's actual name is The Sacrosanct Verses of Enoch. Enoch was what we might call a trickster deity who was worshipped by a very small offshoot sect of Gnosticism, 2nd and 3rd century AD. Most Gnostics believed there were two gods, a supreme benevolent one and a lesser malevolent god who created the universe and shows up in the Bible or whatever. The goal is to get past the mid-tier god who is basically evil and try to reach the supreme god who is good. But Enoch Gnostics flipped it. They worshipped the lesser god. They called it Enoch. Enoch's goal was to create discord, disharmony, competition in life. Enoch Gnostics believed that the food chain proves chaos is better than peace. Lions eating gazelle, sharks eating fish, it all creates harmony and balance if you zoom out far enough. So their goal was to force humanity into a state of fundamental chaos that would bring out our best nature. Orgies, ritual murder, they dabbled in everything. It's no wonder these guys didn't catch on. Where was I? Right, Enoch. So it's a small cult, doesn't catch on much. A lot of them got locked up, tortured, executed. Then the early church starts cracking down on Gnosticism. And since other Gnostics think these dudes are freaks, they turn on them at every chance they get. The last of them is dead by 300 AD at the latest. So how do we have the book? Well, that's where it gets interesting. The book claims to be written by a renegade monk about 200 years later, somebody who goes by the name Ananias, although I doubt that was his birth name. He claims to be a keeper in a long line of secret Christian monks keeping the teachings of Enoch alive. Enoch Gnostics were greatly feared at the time for having insane magical powers. Things that, even by the standards of the time when everybody knew some dude who claimed to perform miracles, were pretty out there. So these secret renegade monks, they're trying to hold on to this magic. They're writing it down and passing it to people they trust. And this goes on, according to legend, for thousands of years, until it reaches us. If this book is as old as it claims to be, how the hell did the church not burn it? I have a theory on that. You might have noticed the first half of the book is written in Hebrew, then it switches over to Koine Greek. Why? Because those are the original languages of the Bible. I think the sacrosanct verses were disguised to look like ancient Bible manuscripts.
Once you hit the 4th or 5th century, most of the monks can only read Latin anyway. It's perfect. Hide in plain sight. The Sacrosanct Verses of Enoch are a compendium of every magical spell the ancient Enoch Gnostics claim to be able to perform. There are basically 4 types of magic in the Sacrosanct Verses: curses, creation spells, knowledge spells, and transformation. Curses are what they sound like. Make someone bleed out their eyes, kill their livestock, whatever. Knowledge spells basically sound like really intense drug trips. Visiting other planes of existence, seeing reality as it really is, or whatever. Neither of those are really what you're looking for. Creation and transformation, though, one of those will be your ticket. What I'm not clear on yet is which one will work better for taking something that isn't alive, your puppets, and bringing it to life. Give me some time to look into it, unless you want to learn Hebrew. What was that? Hello? Okay, I'm gonna turn in for the night. I'm making some headway here. You're definitely not gonna want to use a creation spell, as it will destroy the puppet as it brings it to life. Your best bet is a transformation spell. These are tricky, though, because they don't make anything. They just reflect or transfer it. Think of them like mirrors for life energy. There's one I like for this. It's on 383, right at the bottom into 384. Take a look at it. I think it might be what you want. There's a catch, though. Whatever you create is going to be permanently dependent on you to survive. So, if you die, everything you transformed into life goes with you. Which is fine, I guess, because if you're dead, what do you care if your puppets keep living? If you were a parent trying to bring back a kid or whatever, maybe not so great. The other thing I'm worried about is the nature of the energy transfer. Is it a one-time thing, or are these life forms, whatever they are, pulling life energy from you continuously to sustain themselves? Could it have a vampiric effect on you, slowly bleeding you out? Hello? Okay, I'm probably just low on sleep, but I keep swearing there's somebody behind me, and sorry, it's nothing. Okay, I have another spell that might work better. It's called Continuation. It's on page 415, midway down the page. I think it should let you create something without needing to source your own energy towards it. And... oh, wait. Actually, no, wait. Hang on. I'm reading it again. Okay, Owen, never mind. Don't touch this spell. This thing is really, really messed up. Do not use this. Don't even read it, okay? It's a consciousness transfer spell, and you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it. Sorry, man. I'm a little low on sleep. Ever since I started reading this thing, I just feel, I don't know, a little strung out. I've been having weird nightmares. Anyway, I'm gonna go lay down, and I'll try to get back to you with something more useful tomorrow. Says I've been sleepwalking, and I seem to have made a bunch of tape here that I don't remember recording. That's my voice, but Listen, I'm gonna stop. For a while, at least. Owen, I gotta be honest with you, and I can't believe I'm telling you this, but here goes. I'm a con man. I'm not gonna tell you my name, but I will tell you I was an archaeology student. We would go on digs all the time, pull all kinds of junk out of the dirt. And I, somehow, found myself hawking that junk to rich idiots. telling them about how this is the lost staff of Ra or whatever. Anything that sounded like it was out of Indiana Jones. It was a joke at first, but the money started getting ridiculous. I dropped out a year later, and ever since I've been running this scam. It's a scam. I never use that word, but it's true. I'm telling you this so that you'll understand this is not me trying to pull a fast one on you or jack up the price. This book, this thing, is really messed up. My crew is in bad shape, I'm having really weird nightmares, and now I'm sleepwalking apparently, which I've never done before. And it's all from being around this book. I'm gonna call you tomorrow and try to convince you to cancel your order. I'll refund your money. Let's just bury this thing, Owen. What do you say? Okay, well, I know our last call didn't go well, but it is what it is. The book's in the mail. It's your problem now. You're gonna have to translate the Greek yourself. I said I'd do it, but I just couldn't spend another minute reading that thing. I know you think my hesitation is part of some big scam act to scare you into more money, so nothing I say is gonna matter to you, but I wish I could talk you out of this. Oh, one last thing. There's a word I've been stuck on translating for a while. It's in an ancient record about the sacrosanct verses. It calls them, box for Antioch. I think it's a box. Maybe they mean a cage? Maybe that means Antioch is literally caged inside the book? A week ago, I'd have laughed at that and said it was superstition, but this has been an interesting few days. If you use the book, does that open the cage for Antioch somehow? Does it let it out? I don't know, and I don't want to know anymore. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but either way, I look at that book like Chernobyl. You ever looked at a picture of Chernobyl? Totally normal, but get too close and you're dead, and you won't even see the thing that kills you. When I dug this book up for you, I was a firm believer in things I could see. Now, it's everything I can't see that worries me. Hey, Owen. The book's probably gonna arrive there pretty soon. I've been doing a little more research on that word I couldn't translate last week. I've narrowed it down to 3 things based on context. It either means cage, as in Antioch is in the book itself. Conduit, meaning he channels his power through it. Or coffin. To be honest, I don't really understand what that third one means. I mean, if Antioch is dead, and yes, deities from this era can die, then how does the book still work? That one seems the least likely to me. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand the risks of tampering with this stuff. If this book is a conduit or a cage, it could be more powerful than anything we're prepared to deal with. I shouldn't have mailed it to you. I should have burned the damn thing. Then you wouldn't have wired the last payment. And I wanted the money. I guess I have no right to tell you to do the right thing. I don't even remember what doing the right thing feels like anymore. Goodbye, Owen. Make a better choice than I did, and light that thing on fire.
Okay, so that was quite a lot to unpack, guys. It seems like the book holds some kind of demon called Antioch within it, and it seems like these Gnostic monks actually wrote the book. They wrote all these magical spells in the book as a way to sort of catalogue all the dark forces in the world. The book is written in a mixture of Greek and Hebrew, and years later it's fallen into the wrong hands of this sort of scam artist who's an archaeologist that usually sells trinkets to rip off rich people, but in this case he's actually realised that the book holds these dark forces. We also learnt that the book projects the personality of whoever casts a spell, so Owen has quite a dark and twisted personality, and so when he brings his puppets to life, they actually mirror his personality, as we talked about earlier in this video. Now also guys, it's interesting because they talk about a transfer of consciousness, and we know from the game's ending that Owen's consciousness was transferred from his body into new hosts so that he could continuously relive his old memories in these new hosts until he finally accepted the puppets. We also learned from these tapes why that was important, because the book dealer said that these puppets are kind of vampiric and they would need to feed off the energy of their creator, whoever brought them to life, in order to keep living. If the creator dies, then they too would die. So in order to keep going, that's why they needed Owen to accept them by the end of the game, and you know, that's why he says I'm ready and he accepts the puppets. They actually need Owen to keep going. So that's interesting to learn, guys. There's more to it than that, but you know, I've just listened to all of the tapes and I'm just trying to like discuss them in really broad strokes, but I'll definitely be putting that into my Story Explained video, which will be coming out later this week. So that's great, we've learned lots about the books. Let's move on to the security logs next. Now these are quite long, they run from 00 all the way down to 15 here. So I'm gonna play these for you and then afterwards we'll recap those.
Hello, Accutron security system online. Battery 100%.
Testing. Alright, Owen, this is Len with Accutron Security. I'm just testing the system you requested we put in here. As you can hear, you've got crystal clear audio from the mics we put in the walls. They're all recording to tapes, which auto-load, total fire and forget system. It's completely automated. The batteries in this baby can last for years on a single charge, and the best part is, it's all motion activated. I'll show you. So right now I'm in the kitchen, right? But if I walk to the atrium, boom, sensors kick on and the audio follows me from room to room. Prince has the same thing in Paisley Park, so he can record demos in any room in the house. And actually so did Nixon in the White House. That was more of a paranoid, what are people saying about me thing. Hopefully you're planning to use it more like Prince.
So then I said, I'm sick of waiting all day in the dark to play. We play when I say.
Very good, Father. Brilliant, Father.
Which one of you did it, Nicholas, you old bourgeoisie? Come, have some tea. Who took it from me?
Nicholas, calm down, you clown.
For the love of Owen, be stable. This isn't how we behave around the table. One of you stole something from me, and if I don't get it back, I'll make hell on all of you perpetually.
Stole what?
None of your business. Ugh. Someone find out what the devil that was all about.
Just a little bit farther.
Daisy,
No peeking. Keep your eyes shut so you don't see a thing.
Whatever this surprise is, I assure you I can walk to it without covering my eyes.
And ta-da!
It was you. You stole it.
I found your art in your hidden compartment, and I thought it was so lovely, so I hung it where everyone could see. What are you doing?
I'm taking it down.
But it's so nice.
I'm never sure with you, Daisy. So tell me, are you a moron, or do you just pretend to be?
Now, Nicholas.
Is this a game? Some complex plan to humiliate me? Or are you really so stupid you don't understand why this isn't something I'd want anyone to see?
It's just a sketch of...
Don't say it!
Well, I didn't mean to be mean.
Oh, didn't mean to be mean. You know, you really are disgusting. The very sight of you is obscene.
Nicholas!
You fat, termite-infested old
Stop
sow!
it, Nicholas!
You think you can humiliate me?
Nicholas,
I'll wring your neck and then we'll see!
You know what happens if...
What the devil?
It's Daisy. She went danger.
How? I gave orders on pain of death to be gentle around her. We all know she has a dangerous temper! What's all this chaos that's going? I've been asleep for many hours and would have no way of knowing. Seal Wingby! Then find a sedative I can use on Daisy and bring it to me! Wow! Daisy, for no reason, has clearly gone crazy!
You're acting strange, Neck. What are you holding back?
Me? I've been asleep. I'm in my pajamas, as you can see. Riley, now! Nick, just keep your head down.
I'm watching you, Nick.
Oyez, oyez! Handy Court is in session today. Court stenographer, are you prepared to take down every word?
Oh.
Excellent. Thank you, Kathy. And bailiff, are you ready to discharge your duty?
Ready.
Riley and Nick are here to witness. Bring her in. Let's resolve this.
Ooh, hello, everyone. A courtroom? What fun.
Daisy Danger, you are here bestowed on accusations of unprovoked bouts of danger mode and destruction of handy property. How do you plead?
Me? I would never never destroy anything handy.
She's out of control. She's a peril to all our souls.
What are you up to, Nick? You keep judging her suspiciously quick.
Order, please.
Daisy, if you've lost control of your danger side, you are indeed a risk to all that we hold with pride.
Danger side? Well, Beans, I don't know what any of this means. But whatever you think is best, dear Morty, I'm sure I'll go along with and agree.
Put her down. It's the only way we're all safe and sound.
Put her down? Are you insane? What's going on in your tiny little brain?
Order, I say. Slanderous gourd! Kathy, I demand that remark be stricken from the chord record!
Kathy, add to the record that Knick-Knack is a sniveling worm who is universally deplored.
I'll kill you!
I'd like to see you try.
Order, I beg you. Quiet down, you two! I have more judging to do! I hate you!
Mistrial! Mistrial!
Riley, how are you, sweet? What in the name of the periodic table happened here? This place looks like an earthquake and a hurricane we're near.
Oh, I think we both know, but it's okay. You can go.
Clarify that remark.
It's perfectly clear that one of your little lab experiments got out here.
My test subjects are all accounted for, safe behind a double-locked steel door.
It's okay. I know you can't always control your pets. It'll be our little secret.
This incident has nothing to do with me, Daisy.
Run along now.
My theory is you accidentally devolved into danger mode again, didn't you? And you're trying to clean it up or scapegoat me if you have to. Because if Mortimer finds out you're losing control, none of us know what he'll do.
Don't be defensive. I only have so much forgiveness to give.
I don't require forgiveness for your mess.
I don't make messes. You make messes. That's how it works. I clean and clean and clean so you all can act like big old jerks.
That's ridiculous, and I've killed for
You're
less.
being mean. I'm gonna return to my
This is your mess, and I won't pay the toll. Admit it, you're out of control.
No, it's not.
Your mess.
No, no, no. Not me. I'm nice. I'm nice. It's not me. It can't be.
I have tests to run. I must go.
Had enough of this albatross. I want answers for who keeps causing this chaos!
You're in trouble now!
Every day, I find another hallway or room destroyed. Now, whoever is doing this is going to confess, and my most savage punishments will be deployed.
I think we should just let it all go. Whoever did it, I'm sure they didn't mean to cause trouble, so...
I know who it is!
Of course you do, Nicholas, you belly-crawling inbred. You'd rat out Owen himself if you thought it got you a pat on the head.
But you said you wanted to know!
Everyone despises a rat, even if they have cheese. Well, go on, Judas. Tell your traitorous story.
Let's all sing a song instead.
Oh, well, fine! It was...
Me! It was me.
What? No, it was...
me and me alone. My test subjects are repeatedly escaping the testing zone.
Riley, how many times have I warned you what would happen if you let those things flee?
No, this is wrong!
Shut up!
Why did you just hit me?
Do you ever shut that hole in your head? You know what? I've decided that Nick will suffer Riley's punishment instead.
What? Why?
Come along, my little two-faced knick-knack. Let's see how you like a few hours on the rack.
No, no!
Why? I'm very busy today, so if you could promptly go away.
Why did you do that for me?
I don't know how to use this microscope, no matter how hard I try. Do you know why?
No.
Because Mortimer doesn't know how.
I don't understand.
Neither do I, fully. Something in the magic that brought us in limits our potential to exceed our origin. We're just reflections of our creator, a river and a tributary. And because of that, none of us are quite what we were supposed to be.
Thank you.
Wait. I have an idea. Testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. All devices working properly.
What a lovely day.
Pulling significant power from the grid and lines. Breakers activated in case my math was incorrect. For the first time.
Riley, sweetie, this is such a fun idea you had, but I just remembered I haven't cleaned Knick-Knack's stage and I feel bad.
Daisy's harnesses are secure. Electrodes on temples in place. Signal-to-noise ratio is adequately pure.
Maybe we do this another time.
Knick-Knack being a fool will not bail you out forever. If we don't get control of danger mode soon, Mortimer will figure it out. He's far too clever.
Maybe I don't have a danger mode. Maybe I just get the grumpies sometimes, and next time I feel it, I should sing a song or a nursery rhyme. Yes, that's it. I'm cured. I feel so much more nice. Well, I guess you can unstrap me from this giant, terrifying mechanical device.
Activating! In my quest to bring my beloved good boy Roscoe alive. I think we're making headway, chaining together the minds of several hosts in a sort of consciousness relay. I'm going to use 3 hosts for this try, and I sincerely hope that will be sufficient, because we don't have a limitless supply.
Well?
Mortimer, sir!
Where is it?
Where is what?
I asked you to have the new continuation host ready today. Show it to me before we both waste away.
You said tomorrow.
I said today! Don't tell me what I do or do not say!
Of course. Forgive me. I just need a few minutes
what
to see...
is this?
That's just something I'm working on.
You're trying to bring Roscoe to life?
Yes, but...
When did I give you orders to do that?
I work on this in my spare time.
This is why your row is running slack. I give you tasks, but they aren't finished because you're working on secret projects behind my back.
That's not true.
Destroy it then. Burn the dog. I never wish to see it again.
No! Please, please, I beg you. Roscoe is my everything. This is the one thing I cannot do. I'll finish any task you give me. I won't rest until they're all complete. Anything you say, I'll obey. Just please, please, please do not take my Roscoe away.
Request denied. Burn it and send me its rotten hide.
Daisy Danger, control test number 23.
I'm really getting much better control of my danger mode at almost no emotional cost. I'm excited to continue exploring what other memories I may have lost.
What a thrilling scientific win. Let us begin.
What's wrong, Riley?
Nothing. What a great day. I'm my usual self in every way.
Riley. Riley, what could this be? Talk to me.
He's making me kill him.
Who?
Mortimer. He's making me destroy Roscoe. All because he improperly recalls what he told me to do 2 hours ago.
Oh, dear.
I've had it with Mortimer. I think he's lost his mind. And I can't abide by it any longer. He gives me a command, then forgets what he said, then he rains down wrath on my head. And here's another piece of data I know. We could be furthering our understanding of puppet magic. We could be abducting more hosts from the outside world, but no! Instead, we hide in the studio and poke Owen all day. Why? Why can't he admit that Owen will never see things our way? The host world is powerful, Daisy. I've been out there into it many times, hunting hosts, and it's plain to me we're going to have to confront them if we want to survive. And I could do it. I could train our kind to win that battle so that puppets could thrive. But Mortimer always says no. He intends to go on making a foolish children's show, and he wants Owen to love him, and he just won't let it go. He's going to lead us all off a cliff, Daisy. He's going to be the end of Handy.
If what you say is true, then maybe a new leader is the only thing that will do.
That would be treason.
If Mortimer knew...
Yes, there is nothing too savage that he would not do to you.
Me?
Dear, I can't be involved in a coup. It's just not a nice thing to do. But if you hold most of our kind in your sway, then I will not stand in your way.
No, this is not a rational plan.
Well, you'll need the support of another handy.
Who, Knick-Knack? Impossible. He loathes me.
Oh, my poor dear. You really don't see? Go speak with him and perhaps try to speak nicely. Not too nice, but just enough will do. Try that and I think he might just surprise you.
Oh, Mortimer, good day. Will you stop that infernal hum?
Oh, sincerest apologies, sir.
What the devil's wrong with you?
Say again?
What has you in such a chipper gait? Look at you. You're practically skipping down the hall. You can't even walk straight.
Oh, nothing. Sorry, sir.
Why are you smiling?
Apologies.
I didn't ask for an apology. I asked why you are smiling at me.
No reason.
There is no such thing as no reason, little knack. You're smiling at something, but you're holding it back.
No, I'm not.
Do you know how a king stays king? By paying attention to every little thing. When his subjects are sad, or weeping, or glaring, that is appropriate. That's their role. But when they smile, a smile is defiance. A smile to a king is the loss of control.
I'm very sorry.
Why don't you come with me to my office for a while, And let's get to the bottom of your silly little smile. What is the meaning of this?
Riley, what are all these others doing?
Mortimer, our true father, our leader. It gives me no pleasure to say that we have assembled here to depose you today.
Wait, what?
I will always revere the name Mortimer Handy, but your leadership has become unsteady, and it's time for someone else to lead the puppets to glory.
Is this true? Does Riley speak for all of you?
Yes!
She speaks for the automatons.
We love Riley. Oh, I just go with the flow, you know.
Oh!
Even you, Kathy. So, my own subjects, into whom I breathed life, have come to challenge me. A part of me is proud of you, seizing the reins, doing what I would do. But the other part is going to rip out and eat all of your filthy, ungrateful hearts!
Oh dear! Run fast and trim. We vastly outnumber him. He can rant and rave all he desires. It will not change what the data says will transpire.
Are you quite sure, little scientist? Or is there some variable you may have missed?
I have calculated this moment to the 10th decimal place. You have lost the battle and will be replaced.
You look nervous, little Riley. Are you still scared of me?
No, I am not.
I couldn't hear you. Come closer. Let's see what you can really do.
Oh, this is scary.
I knew this would never work.
I am not afraid of you.
Well then, I abdicate the throne. Power will be yours, Riley, and yours alone.
Hooray!
I always knew this would work.
If you press that button on my desk there, my secret compartment will open, giving you the master key to my lair.
Thank you, Mortimer. I know this was not easy for you to hear.
Press away. We don't have all day.
Roscoe! My baby! You're here! You're alive! But how can this be?
Well, I decided to finish up your research, old girl. I'm not much of a scientist, but I gave it a whirl.
It's you! It's really you!
Yes, it only took 3 hosts chained together, as I gleaned from your research notes.
Mortimer, thank you! I had no idea this was something you would do!
Well, you see, my good friend Nick and I had a little chat. He was in a good mood, and I wanted to get to the bottom of that. I motivated him to tell me what he knew, and he had the strangest ideas about the 2 of you.
What does that mean?
Let's not get into specifics.
Now, I know my Riley, so I knew what he thought was happening simply could not be.
Again, no need for details.
But there was something afoot. That much was clear. So I set about figuring out just what kind of catastrophe was coming near.
But then, why didn't you stop me?
Well, I've given you your sweets, so I suppose now it's time for your poison pill. Roscoe, kill!
Roscoe, it's me! It's your mommy!
Oh, I'm afraid he's quite loyal to me. Beasts tend to bond with the first puppet they see. Roscoe, here. Good boy.
No, Roscoe!
I would stay back if I were you. Anyone tries to harm me, I'm not sure what he'll do. Now, I'm happy to let you take care of him, Riley, but always know that he belongs to me. And if I ever hear of any funny business, if you so much as complain, I'll activate the trigger device I've lodged in Roscoe's brain, and there'll be nothing left of his body but a red and proud stain. Do you understand?
Yes.
Say the words.
I understand. Forgive me.
Roscoe, see the nice lady. Go see her. Go!
Roscoe, my love. Oh, thank you, Mortimer. Thank you.
Now, for the rest of you.
Just remember who assisted you.
Oh, goodness me. I was just here to make sure we all played nicely.
I really have to thank you, Riley. I was so wrong to think Roscoe wouldn't be useful to me. He's more powerful than 20 puppets, and he obeys my every command. And I am going to use him to teach each and every one of you where you stand. Every single one of you will pay every single day until my heartbreak finally wears away. I don't know where you think you've been, but now you live in hell with me, my little puppet children.
Good boy, Roscoe. Oh,
That's
Warning. Battery 0%. Accutron security system shutting down.
Okay, so that's the end of the security logs, guys. And what's interesting about that is if you notice security log 00, they said that these security logs would last, like the battery in them would last for years. So these recordings obviously took place over a number of years, leading us all the way up to the events of the original game. Of course, we see that Knick-Knack and Daisy weren't present in the original Hello Puppets, which means because of their act of treason, it looks like Mortimer finally got rid of them and just kept Riley on alongside Kathy and the dog Roscoe, which he obviously created to keep Riley in line. If she ever stepped out of line again, then he would blow up the dog and she would be like dismayed. We also learned from those different security logs that Daisy Danger was the most dangerous of the puppets, and it seems that Knick-Knack really hated her, and Riley felt kind of sorry for her, so she experimented to the point where she got Daisy able to control her danger mode, and so she wouldn't black out and forget her memories anymore. So those logs were very interesting. We saw that the puppets weren't originally happy with Mortimer and they actually tried to rebel against him, but it didn't actually work out, and when we get to the events of the original game, they're all completely under his control and some of them have been taken out of commission completely. But with that said, guys, that's all of the tapes apart from these last three. We've got these tapes from different people that worked at the studio: Carla T, Joel M, and Jake B, so we'll listen to those last in a minute. One thing I did notice while I was listening to all these tapes is that they're actually labelled 1 to 15, but 3 of them are missing. So if we go back, we can actually see, one of the tapes isn't there anymore, but there is a tape there. We can actually see that the 3 tapes we collected are the missing 3 audio logs. So that does confirm that there are only 3 VHS tapes, so I haven't actually missed anything. which is good, because I was a bit worried, but no, there are 3. There's one there, which is number 13, between 12 and 14 there, and there's one which is between 4 and 6 here, which will be tape 5, and then one here between 9 and 11, which is tape 10. And actually, if you look at the VHS tapes, they do fit in nicely with the story being told in these cassettes. So let's listen to the final 3, and then we'll wrap up this episode.
Okay. This is HR Coordinator Arnold West. I'm conducting a mediation between Carla Teller, head lighting technician, and Owen Gubberson, the showrunner. Thank you both for being here.
Whatever.
I'm really busy today.
Now, the purpose of these interventions is to try and smooth out conflicts that have been emerging among the staff. And I'm a big believer that starts with in-person dialogue sessions. I've had a chance to speak with both of you individually, and now I'd love to discuss, together, the incident on January 23rd.
You mean the incident where he destroyed 3 phenols and nearly decapitated one of my guys?
That's not what happened.
That's what happened, Pee-wee. You go up in the rafters and mess with equipment you don't understand. People get hurt.
Asked you 3 times.
What was that?
Okay, let's take a breath.
No. I want to hear what you just said, Owen.
I asked 3 times for a change to the lights. She wouldn't do it, so I did it myself.
He wanted the lights to be shaped like giant fish, and the tails had to move back and forth. Next thing I know, he's scurrying around in the rafters, messing with my lights, and he drops a 2K an inch away from my best boy Grip's head. How am I supposed to work like this?
No one's making you.
Speak up, Poindexter.
Okay, I think the important thing
No
here...
one's making you work on this show if you hate it so much.
Actually, you are, Owen, because you made everyone sign binding employment contracts at the start of the season. If we quit, we lose over half our pay. So you tell me, what choice do I have? You're trapping me here.
Okay. Arnold West, handy HR rep. We're talking to Joel Mansour. He works security at the soundstage. Owen was supposed to be joining us, but I guess he's running late. Joel, why don't you tell me what you think about working here?
Lead security, first of all. Second of all, look, I'm not looking to make waves here, but there's something really wrong with that guy, okay? I'm not talking about as a boss. Of course, he's a terrible boss. Everybody knows that. I mean, there's something wrong with him in the head. Every time I talk to him, he looks like he's about to vomit, and I swear to God I've seen him pass out in the middle of a conversation. And then I hear him in his workshop, like, talking to himself? Sometimes it's not talking, actually. Sometimes he's just screaming his head off, breaking stuff. It's really freaking weird. I'm just reporting this because I really think when that guy finds out what's happened, he's not gonna take it well, and I feel like he's gonna burn the building down with all of us in it. I'm just saying.
Wait, what? When he finds out what's happened?
Dude, did they not tell you? Handyman's axed. We're all out of jobs.
What?
Yeah, dude. Network candid like a week ago. They've been trying to tell Owen, but he dodges their calls. Hides when they visit set, whatever he's gonna do. I feel like he knows bad news is coming and he's avoiding it. They've literally told almost everyone else except Owen. That one exec, Rachel, I think, she wants to be the one to tell him. She's always hated him. She never wanted to do the show in the first place. I feel like she's not gonna be happy until she can just grab him by the neck and be like, "You don't get it, do you? I won. It's over."
I'm surprised to hear this.
Just do what the rest of us do. Write out your contract. Ignore Owen as best you can.
Hello. I got busy. Sorry.
Well, okay, let's get started then. Alright, we're rolling. This is Arnold West, HR rep. We're having a conversation with Owen Gubberson and Jake Bowen about some creative disagreements they've been having.
How many of these do I have to do?
Look, let's just cut the crap here. I didn't come over here for a bunch of touchy-feely, tell me about your problems nonsense. I'm just gonna give it to you straight.
Alright.
This kid doesn't know how to run a show.
Better than you do.
Don't get me wrong, he's a genius. The genius part is why he came to work here, when I had tons of offers from other places, lucrative offers. But no, I saw the handyman, and like everybody else in the puppet industry, I went, wow, they're the best puppets I've ever seen. I'll admit that. And I've been in this game for a long time.
Owen, are you trying to say something?
No. Don't acknowledge him when he mumbles. That's playing his game.
Owen, are you able to hear Jake's frustration with your leadership style?
I don't know.
Okay, if he mumbles one more time, I'm out of here.
Owen, this is your chance to express yourself.
When it's right, I'm happy.
What?
And
I ask is for it to be right. Knick-Knack's voice should sound a certain way. He should speak a certain way. He should move a certain way. I explain it over and over to Jake, but he won't do it.
He gave me 3 characters and told me, make them your own. Make them how you imagine them. Do you remember that, Owen? You told me they'd be like I imagined. What a joke. But I believed him. And what does he do? He dumps all over everything I do. Micromanages every line until I say it how he says it. Then overdubs my voice and cuts me out of episodes completely anyway. You ever hear of the Peter Principle? That's him. He's the Peter Principle. You rise to your level of incompetence. He's the best puppet maker in the world. Nobody denies that. But is he doing that now? No. He's been promoted to something he can't do, which is managing people.
Owen, would you like to add anything to that?
And there it is. Mumbling again. I'm done here.
Alright guys, well that was the last tape, the last lot of tapes I should say, and we actually learned that Owen was, of course, as we heard earlier, very controlling. He also was prone to accidents on set, and nobody really liked him because he just made life difficult for everybody that worked on the show. He wanted it exactly just his way, even when it was the wrong way, and you know, he just would give nobody any room for any kind of creative control. So yeah, he was very disliked and the show was eventually cancelled, which led him to the events of this game where he cast a magical spell on the puppets, brought them to life, and then brought havoc on the studio, of course. But that is all of the tapes, guys, and I've actually been recording for well over an hour at this point, so this is going to be a very long video. I didn't realise quite how long the tapes would go on for. But obviously, if you're listening to this video, you just wanted to hear all the tapes, I assume, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing a much shorter story explain video, which I'm aiming to be about 15 to 20 minutes long, where I just really recap these tapes very briefly here and there just to add to the story. But you're going to want to listen to this video if you want the in-depth sort of full knowledge of the story, of course, because that's so much to go over. These secrets took me a long time to get, so I hope you did enjoy watching this video, and if you did guys, remember to hit the like button, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all on the next one.